Arman Tsarukyan, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Hey up everyone, hope we're all doing well. Now if you're a heavy MMA casual, or you just live under a rock, you won't be aware that Arman Tsarukyan has pulled out of his rematch against Islam Makhachev, which takes place tonight, UFC 311, and in steps Money Moicano. We now have Islam Makhachev taking on Money Moicano, whilst Arman Tsarukyan is no longer fighting. And now it has left the question, what is next for Arman Tsarukyan? Now this is the statement that Arman put out on his Instagram last night. He put out, "I regret to inform everyone that the news is that I had to pull out of UFC 311 with a back injury." A back injury. Keep that in mind. Even his coach goes on to confirm this.
Take us back to the beginning, like when, I guess, was there first a real worry that Arman might not be able to make it to the fight?
Well, we have to go back a little bit. Like last Tuesday, he had the last sparring session, and he tweaked his back a little bit. It was not too bad, you know. And we thought there's going to be, you know, just the end of the camp, you know, the body's feeling it, and then he. Interesting.
So, you know, end of the camp last Tuesday. I'm assuming not the Tuesday what's just gone past, but the week previous. Interesting. So. Let's go over to what Arman's been doing since then. Spinneroonies on his head. Does that look like it's great for the back after you've tweaked it? I don't think so, Arman. I don't think so. So imagine if Arman Tsarukyan has had to pull out of a fight because of this back injury. And arguably, this has only escalated that injury and aggravated it and caused it to be a lot worse. That could potentially be the scenario we're in right now. And by the way, that's not me saying that's definitely the case. That's just me speculating. For all we know, that video of Nina drama could have been from like a month ago. Maybe it was before the sparring session. Who knows? I just wanted to include it because I've seen a lot of people speculating it and making fun of it on Twitter. So I thought, you know what, I'll let you guys know what the crack is and what people are speculating and thinking. Do I think that's the case? I feel like if he knows he's got a back injury, and surely he wouldn't be doing that. So me personally, I reckon people are speculating it, but I reckon that was filmed before this spar ever happened and the end of a training camp. I reckon this was maybe a week or two before that ever happened. I'd hope that Nina Drama would come out and confirm when this was recorded, or Arman himself, but we'll only know later down the line. But how about now we stop talking about that utter nonsense and start talking about what is next for Arman Tsarukyan? Because remember, going into this fight, this was a highly anticipated rematch. People have been wanting Arman versus Islam Makhachev for a very long time, and a lot of people believe that Arman, including myself, Arman had the best skill set to defeat Islam Makhachev. Now, I'm not saying that I think that Arman would have beat Islam Makhachev. I still think Islam Makhachev would have won. That's what made my prediction. I thought Islam Makhachev was going to win. But regardless, you know, I still think he had the best skill set in order to challenge Islam Makhachev. And now that he's pulled out, 24 hours notice, will he be able to get that opportunity again to get revenge against Islam Makhachev? You know, they fought a while back now when they're both super young. They both came a long way. And with, you know, Islam being very vocal that he's going to go up to the welterweight division, is Arman going to have that opportunity to get a crack at Islam Makhachev? Obviously, I'm sure the bigger picture, he just wants to become champion, but surely in the back of his head, he'll want to avenge that loss against Islam Makhachev. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think the UFC are going to give an immediate title shot to Arman Tsarukyan once he comes back from an injury. I don't think Arman's going to come back and be like, right, do I get the title shot? And Dana White's like, of course you do, Arman. Go ahead, mate. You almost ruined us a pay-per-view. You know, I think it'll be a bit different if a doctor had checked over and be like, no, he's not deemed fit to fight, something like that. But the way it's been made out, it seems as though Arman and his team were just like, I don't feel fit enough or ready enough to with this injury to take on Islam Makhachev. And I feel like the UFC can be petty. I think a lot of us know that. I feel like they could be petty in this case scenario, I'll be completely honest. And it'll be a shame because I feel like if Arman Tsarukyan maybe has to pick up a few wins. He picks up a few wins, and then say he wins the lightweight title because Islam's gone up to 170. I don't feel like people were giving me his credit and crowning him as the actual lightweight champion, sorry. You know what I mean? It'll feel like that. I remember when DC won the title at light heavyweight after Jones had been out for all of his wrongdoings outside the sport and whatnot. And people weren't crowning him the official light heavyweight champion and stuff like that. So I just feel like that could possibly be the case if Arman ever does get his hands on that gold. But Islam, he wasn't able to get the gold off of Islam Makhachev. So if Arman doesn't get an immediate title shot, well then who should he fight? I think he should have a title eliminator against Charles Oliveira. Now, obviously, we saw this fight at UFC 300 between Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira. A 3-round fight, a close fight. I scored it for Arman Tsarukyan, but you did have a lot of people out there scoring it for Charles Oliveira. But people still want to see a rematch between these two. And I just think this makes a lot of sense right now. You've got Oliveira coming off a win against Michael Chandler, but coming off a win against Michael Chandler in 2024, late 2024, does that guarantee a shot at the title? Not really. And now Arman's in this situation where I think he's going to have to win in order to get another title shot. So I feel like that would make the most sense. Make it a 5-round fight between Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira, the rematch, a title eliminator. Maybe make it as a co-main for a pay-per-view, something like that. You know, when was the last time we saw Charles? Late November. Arman, if he can, depending on how bad the back injury is, hopefully he can come back soon and we can see that in a couple of months' time, hopefully. That would make a lot of sense. Another title eliminator, which is a lot more optimistic, but I'd love to see it, and I don't think it would happen, but it would make sense low-key. Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has been very vocal that he wants to come up to the 155 division and win that title, and not only that, beat Islam Makhachev. And he also said he wants to fight Charles Oliveira. So why not make a title eliminator between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria? Now, obviously, Ilia Topuria has been rumoured to take on Volkanovski in a rematch. And if Ilia Topuria is able to make quick work of Volkanovski, not take any damage, which I think is expected, I'll be completely honest, unfortunately. Sorry, Volk fans. Then why wouldn't you make this fight? You know, that would be a great way for Ilia Topuria. You know, if he beats Arman, yeah, fair enough, he deserves a crack at the title. Arman beats undefeated Ilia Topuria, who's got wins over Max Holloway, 2 over Volkanovski, a win over Josh Emmett, you know, got a lot of star power. I think that would be completely fair if either one of them got a title opportunity. And like I said, same goes for the winner of Arman and Charles Oliveira. And to completely throw a wrench into the works, well, what happens if Moicano beats Islam Makhachev? I know a lot of people don't believe it will happen, including myself. I want it to happen, but I don't believe it will, unfortunately. But if it does, well then yeah, Arman's definitely not getting a title shot anytime soon, because best believe Islam Makhachev will be getting an immediate rematch against Moicano if Moicano's able to pull off the upset. You know what I mean? So, Arman Tsarukyan, he's kind of only got a limited amount of options, in my opinion. Unless the UFC is super harsh. I've seen a few people say, Arman Tsarukyan's going to have to win like 3 fights now to get another title shot. I don't think they'll be that harsh. I think the harshest he'll go is maybe, I don't know, he has to win 2 fights, which I still think will be quite harsh. I think he's definitely going to have to fight someone else though in order to warrant getting another chance at gold. And honestly, I've got no other options for Arman Tsarukyan. Like I said, he is very limited. The only other option is to abolish him from the UFC, send him off to Rizin or the PFL, get ready to learn Japanese, buddy, because I think, yeah, Rizin is a Japanese company, I'm pretty certain. So get ready to learn Japanese, buddy. I would say Bellator, but Bellator are in the mud. So, yeah, I don't know. They wouldn't do that. Obviously, I'm taking the piss. But, you know what I mean? He's got limited options. He hasn't got much to really work with right now. I feel like he will be in the UFC's bad books. But what do you guys think? Who do you think Arman Tsarukyan should fight next? Thank you for watching the video, and hopefully, I'll see you in the next one.